Hi, I'm Christopher Dunnigan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge Gatsby One Light Mini Pendant. And I have the glass right here, and I want to show you just how incredible this glass is. Look how thick this is to begin with. It is very substantial. The cuts on it are really well done. It's a beautiful piece of crystal in its own way, and like I said, substantial. It's a big hunkin' piece of crystal. So anyway, I wanted to show it to you and get it right up there. And we're going to put it kind of here so you can check it out during our little film. So this is the 18-1061. Let's get into details about it. Let's talk about the height of the fixture body itself. And that's going to be independent of this, what it's hanging from, which are these rods. 5.4 inches high, diameter is about 4.3, and it's going to be that piece of glass at the end of the day. Overall height, now we're talking about the distance from the bottom of the fixture to the ceiling itself is going to give you a range anywhere from 7.8 inches at its shortest all the way to 52.8 inches at its longest. And you're going to see a chart from Hubbardton Forge way down there in the corner. That chart is going to show you all the different overall heights you can attain by using different combinations of these rods. This begins at only 7.8 inches, so this can actually be a semi-flush, which is pretty cool. The other thing is that even though it maxes out at 52.8, this is going to ship with 70 inches worth of wire, 70 inches of wire, and you can just order another kit and go beyond that 52.8 up to a certain point. So 70 inches of wire, you need about 6 inches of wire on the end. So you're talking, you can get this pretty long. If you need to go well beyond that, like let's say you need to be 96 inches overall height or 150, drop me a quick email. Say you're looking at the 18-1061. Tell me what you're looking for, you know, the special number. Not a range, but an actual fixed number. I'm going to take your email, send it through Hubbardton Forge's customs department. It'll come back with an answer. We do custom lengths all the time. Adds a little time, adds a little money, but we do it every single day. Okay, so let's kind of move on and talk about what these are all about. This is going to come with a kit, and the kit's going to have 3 pieces of the 12, 1 piece of the 6, 1 piece of the 3, and then a whole bunch of these little connectors that are going to put it all together. There's threading on the inside of the pipes, and then the threading you saw on that little connector, and then you basically just screw them together. It's super, 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 super easy, just like that. It's such a tight fit. There's almost no seam. It's really, really clean. I want to show you how you do put it together in a little bit more detail. So let's look at the installations instructions PDF right now. So let's look that way. Midway down, click on that link that says, click here for installations instructions PDF. Open that up for me. It's going to show you a full parts list. It's going to show you how the glass goes on the end. It's also going to show you how to put it together and how I would put this together. I would put a couple towels down. I would figure out which of these rods I need to get to my desired overall height, remember? And then you're going to put the part with the socket down on one end, and you're actually going to feed those wires through the little parts one by one. So you're going to go through a connector, through a pipe, back through a connector, through a pipe, and eventually you're going to come out on a canopy up at the top. Okay, and then you just screw it together like I did a second ago, and it's a done deal, and it's perfect. Okay, so why don't we also talk about canopy really quick. This is going to be slope ceiling adaptable to 45 degrees. Okay, so it has a knuckle built into the top right there that allows it to go like that, and that's your 45 degrees, no problem. The canopy on this specific one is not going to be domed like that. It is going to be about 5.5 inches, and it's going to go over your standard junction box, which is this, but it's going to be flat, and you can see it's a little more modern, so the flat one like that. Okay. This is coming in at only 5 pounds, so it's super light. You don't have to worry about any of that kind of stuff. Why don't we talk about socket, because that's going to be a big deal for a lot of people. But before we do that, why don't we talk about how to put the glass on and this little thing that's going to be coming with your fixture. This is a retaining ring tool. This is a retaining ring. And actually, it's more than a retaining ring because this is going to go over the socket and kind of hide it, and then your bulb's going to pop out the end of it. So this has little pieces on the end that are going to catch inside of this guy. This is going to take the place of your hand. So basically, it's going to go in like that, right? And then when this is up, you're going to put your glass up like this. And remember, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. So you're going to put it up in, over the socket. After you make sure you put your bulb in first. And just tighten to the right. And then it'll be on. The glass will be on. This will be up inside. This you put into a drawer someplace, your junk drawer in the kitchen, and just leave it alone and let it stay there forever. Okay, so now let's go back and talk about the socket on this. It's going to be using a G9 socket. G9 sockets take G9 bulbs, and see the little prongs on the bottom there, and they just push right in like that. These are easy to get. You can go up to 60 watt max for halogen if you want to in this. It's totally up to you. You can do clear halogen, you can do frosted halogen. It's a dimmable fixture, so you can just use a regular dimmer if you do a halogen. That would actually provide a really beautiful light through this. So I wouldn't discount halogens in this circumstance, because I think that halogen light coming through crystal is really, really pretty. But you can also do an LED. So there's lots of LEDs on the market that'll be just fine for you. There are phosphorus LEDs that have the orange inside. There are cob LEDs that look like corn cobs, and they come in different sizes. When you get into the size of these and what you can use, most of these are going to be about 4 watts to 7 watts, someplace in there. So there's no limit other than, can this get inside that socket in that glass, and any of these can, so you're fine with that. The color of light coming out of LEDs I talk about all the time. 2700 Kelvin is a super yellow light. Way on the other side of that is called daylight, which sounds warm, but it's not warm. That's kind of a cold hospital waiting room light that a lot of people don't like that much. That's going to be 4,000, 5,000 Kelvin on the Kelvin scale. In the middle of all that, what we use in our showroom is called warm white, and warm white is going to be like the light coming down on my hands. This is 3,000 Kelvin warm light that we like. So, like I said, you can use any of these bulbs, but it's really up to you where you go as far as the halogen versus LED. It's a dimmable fixture, like I said, so if you're going to use LEDs, make sure that you zero in on the color temperature, that 3,000 Kelvin or 2,700 Kelvin or whatever, and it's a dimmable bulb, and that's going to be pretty important. It's also, you want to talk to your installer about putting the correct dimmer on the wall for the bulb. Let's get into finishes now. If you're on the HandmadeInVermont.com website, look over on this side of the screen. Midway down, you're going to see a tab. It's going to say Finishes Help Guide. Click on that for me. There's going to be a video on there of me talking to you guys about the differences in Hubbardton forged finishes and how they can look on different types of forging. I'm going to be talking about a chart a little farther down on the page. You'll see it next to me here. It's going to kind of go over the differences between heavy forging and non-heavy forging, and it'll be talked about in that video. So it's really important that you kind of watch the video, use the chart. You can click on that chart on different things. So you can click on dark smoke and a big page will pop up and show you lots of different things in dark smoke. Click on burnished steel or natural iron, it'll do the same thing. But it's really important that you understand how Hubbardton Forge's finishes are kind of divided into translucent and opaque, and how they can look on different fixtures. Our showroom in Vermont has we're up to 400 Hubbardton Forge fixtures spread across 2 floors. We have a What's on Display page. It's way up there in those red tabs again, so click on that and you can see what we have to show you. That changes all the time because we're always adding things as they come out. Showroom's open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. We have an amazing clearance center here too. Clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's returns, discontinued things, and showroom samples. If you were coming to visit us, bring a good-sized vehicle, something like a big SUV or maybe a small truck or something like that, because you might find something in the clearance center that you want to take home, and it's a lot of fun to go through. 75% off MSRP is an amazing bargain, so you should really take advantage of it if you can. Like I said, we're open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. You can call us at 802-446-2400 during business hours. You can email us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all the time. We love to answer emails. When you buy your Hubbardton Forge fixtures from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. There's no tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont, and we're the only dealer with 90-day returns and no restocking fees. No one else even comes close to that. Some larger items are non-returnable. We'll always tell you about that. It'll be in the description thing, that part of the description underneath on the very bottom. So keep an eye out for that. We also offer a rush program. Hubbardton Forge generally takes about 3 to 4 weeks to get product out. They don't stock anything. That's how you're going to get all your finishes, your adjustable ranges to play with, all those things. We can cut that time in half, and it's super inexpensive. If you want to know more, drop a quick email, and I can walk you through the whole thing, okay? So, if you guys have any other questions, let me know. Love to see you in our showroom sometime, and have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.